The way that that woman acted in that security camera footage of that automotive shop lobby, the way she acted needs to be standard.
It started Wednesday when a customer in the waiting area at Synergy Auto Care asks,
"Why are the banks closed tomorrow?"
An employee behind the desk replies,
Juneteenth. New holiday they did a few years ago.
Leading to this comment from the customer.
Okie dokie then.
That's when another employee says,
I know, right?
Immediately, a black woman sitting in the waiting area starts to walk out, appearing upset over the exchange.
Pull my truck around, please. Pull my truck around and give me my keys to my truck.
Seconds after the customer leaves, a third customer in the waiting area asks,
What is Juneteenth?
Exactly. Nobody really knows, but I think it's something to do with reparations.
And honestly, the funniest thing about this whole situation happening in that auto shop, about the workers making fun of Juneteenth and that black woman fearlessly walking out of that establishment, she said, "Y'all not gonna get my black dollar today." The funniest thing is that they posted that surveillance footage themselves because they thought people were gonna have their back, and it backfired.
Juneteenth is, excuse me, what's happening to the white people? They have a black Miss America. They have a black college. They have a black month. What do we have? And now they have Juneteenth. Yes, I understand there was slavery, don't get me wrong. But there was also a Holocaust, and that was more recent than slavery. But you don't hear the Jews saying, gimme, 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 gimme. What's the point of Juneteenth? What is it? I don't know.
Who said that the revolution isn't being televised? I disagree. Because I generally believe that black women are literally the main girl energy in every movement. Because to that black woman who decided to get up and walk out of Synergy because they disrespected Juneteenth in front of her, and she basically showed the power in our dollars. Do you know that black people spend $1.7 trillion? Yes, that's with a T. And she exercised that. Not only did she exercise her right as a consumer to walk away from an establishment who don't have respect for who she is as a person, she also sets the standards on how Juneteenth will be seen moving forward. That business has now, their reviews are at 1.7. Literally, they had to take their phones off the hook. And today, a white creator showed that they don't have customers, not even white customers, because they underestimated the audaciousness in their behavior. And that is televised by a black woman.
After I came across this particular video of this black woman in North Carolina, the way she walked out from that auto shop, after this white employees was trying to mock Juneteenth holiday, trying to say that, oh, what is the meaning of this day? Why I see everywhere closed? And another workers was trying to laugh at this holiday, saying it's a holiday the federal government added a few years back for just black people. Sometimes you could ask yourself why white people would feel bad. And you remember what really happened on black people during slavery, but till that people are still feeling bad to hear that they have a day they would commemorate the end of slavery.
And honestly, the funniest thing about this whole situation happening in that auto shop, about the workers making fun of Juneteenth and that black woman fearlessly walking out of that establishment, she said, "Y'all not gonna get my black dollar today." The funniest thing is that they posted that surveillance footage themselves because they thought people were gonna have their back, and it backfired. These people are getting bolder and bolder and bolder in this new administration, and we continue to show them that we are not the one. Okay? Our ancestors didn't do all that fighting for us to just sit there and listen to y'all shit on us over and over and over again without some consequences. Because yeah, y'all's business is about to be tanked. They thought shit was finna be sweet. They thought that MAGA
Car shop owner this evening is apologizing after one of his employees' comments about Juneteenth has sparked backlash. The incident was also caught on camera. It led to one customer walking out and demanding her car back.
She was thinking the holiday had a whole nother meaning. She was believing it had to do something with the school letting out teenagers where the teeth came from it.
WRAL made several attempts to contact the woman seen walking out in the video, which has now been shared widely on social media. Her relatives told us she was unavailable for an interview.
Got my Solani Black American Heritage flag on, and I just want to say a very happy Juneteenth specifically to that lady that walked up out of that car repair shop in Wilson, North Carolina, because they was trying to make fun of Juneteenth. Talking about some, why are the banks closed tomorrow? It's a made-up holiday. They just made it up. Man, every holiday is made up. Every single one. We just decided arbitrarily that this day was special. See what I'm saying? Every holiday is made up. So yeah, we're not going to argue with you. We're not going to go back and forth with you. Just hand my keys, get my truck. You not get my business. You understand what I'm saying to you? So thank you. You did what you had to do. You did what needed to be done. Another one, a very happy Juneteenth specifically to that man that threw his hat up at the Montgomery Brawl. You set it off, my brother. Also to the brother that threw that chair. Shout out to you. Salute you, kings. Happy Juneteenth, y'all, for real.
Juneteenth should not be a federal holiday. And remember, everybody, Republicans fought to free the slaves. Democrats did not. And the reason why this holiday existed in Texas is because Democrats decided not to tell the people that they enslaved that they were free. The reason why this holiday even existed is because in Texas is because Democrats decided not to tell the enslaved people that they were free.
First of all, this is the smile of unearned confidence. Second of all, you're saying that this shouldn't be a federal holiday based on your misunderstanding of who told who the enslaved people were free and who was holding them? Did I get that? It stands to reason that if the roles were reversed, you would be saying that it would be fine to be a national holiday? What the fuck is even your argument here? It was conservative Texans that enslaved people 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. Conservative fucking Rafael Cruz, okay? That's who would have done that. This is an insane, incoherent argument, which, I mean, yeah. Juneteenth is a day to reflect on our dark history of slavery and to celebrate the resiliency of black people and African Americans and to acknowledge that the pursuit of freedom and equity is still ongoing thanks to certain people.
Sometimes people will say, like, Africans don't take the time to study, like, the history of African Americans. Mm-hmm. And I would push back on that when it comes to Africans that grew up here. Like, I understand Africans that move here, like maybe our parents are the older generation, but I think for us that have grown up here, we have studied the history of slavery extensively from elementary school onward. Like, I feel like I've really learned about what has taken place in this country, and I really relate to it and understand it. So we do know that those of us that grew up here, we do know the history of what happened to black people. So that's why I feel like we align ourselves so much culturally, like Janet was saying earlier. With the older generation, I totally, like, that's a fair point. Yeah. But I think that sometimes when that point is made, it's unfair because most of us did study what happened.
Yeah, we see Trayvon Martin, like we see the George Floyd, we see the protests, we see Black Lives Matter. It's important for everybody to learn the other side.
Shifting to the East, one thing I'll say, even as an East African person, I don't know, like, in contrast, much at all about the East African slave trade, even though I am East African. And even trying to research it for this episode was very hard. Like, there's not a lot of information out there. It's not really mainstream, but there's a lot of parallels. Like, even when we're talking now about, like, modern day slavery and all of these things, that's something that is very similar to the East African slave trade. Like, there's still slaves, like Tarek was saying earlier, in the Arab world who are like servants, but it's really slavery because they take away their passport, and it's a lot of the same atrocities.
And the East African slave trade, it started in the 7th century,
way before the Europeans came and started taking slaves from Africa. So I think that's a very important thing to note, is that it's a lot older, but it's crazy how
it's actually the longest. It's lasted over 1,000 years,
and it's still happening till today. There's still slaves to this day. Yeah.
Now, we just gonna keep it real. When has anybody cared about a black holiday besides black people? Black people are the only ones that care about every holiday in the year. We the only ones that get excited over that. No disrespect, just saying. But do you want to hear something funny? Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm at work, and they telling us, we're not gonna let y'all off work. We understand it's a holiday, but work must go on. You get what I'm saying? We like, oh man, that's messed up, which it is. But when Alabama went to the national championship, they let us off work. They said they didn't want nobody having to drive back to work the next day, inebriated, getting into accidents, all that. So you telling me Y'all won't let us all work for Martin Luther King Jr., but y'all let us all work for Nick Saban. Oh, I knew then. I knew then what time it was, man. But you can't be mad. We can't start getting mad about the same thing every single year. But I would have did the same thing she did, though. I would have took my car right up out of there, and while y'all kiki-kaka and laughing, make sure my keys right back in my hand. Do that, yeah.
That most people agree on, something good, and they twist it into something political. For example, today's Juneteenth, and it marks the day that slavery finally ended in Texas 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. That is a real, meaningful moment in history. No one's arguing that. Conservatives aren't out here saying that we shouldn't celebrate the end of slavery. But now, Juneteenth is officially called Juneteenth National Independence Day. And that's where the issue lies, because we already have an Independence Day on July 4th, the day that we declared freedom for all Americans.
I'm going to go ahead and treat you as hostile because you said disgustingly gross anti-human things. Because you're white and you're mad that brown people might get holidays in this country, because that's really what this is about. I'm old enough to remember when Lincoln's birthday and Washington's birthday combined into President's Day to make MLK Day a national holiday. And white people lost their ever-loving minds. I can't believe that N-word's going to get a holiday. I can't believe they got rid of the 2 best presidents ever to give that N-word a holiday. Weeks and weeks and weeks, I heard this dozens upon dozens and dozens of times. You MAGA people are gross, disgusting, horrible pieces of trash human beings. You said that that this wasn't a good holiday because all Americans were already made free for July 4th. Were they? Were they, or were all Americans made free on June 19th, 1865, when the last slaves were freed? You don't actually care about that. You only truly, absolutely care about your perception and your proximity to whiteness, and anything that a Democrat does is bad. That's all you give a shit about. You don't care about black people. You don't care about black struggles. You don't care about the plights of minorities in this country. You are just pissed off at anything that does not propagate your white, MAGA, Chad Tyler, absolute disgusting horseshit. I hope this helps.
To the sister that said, give me my effing keys, go get my truck, it's Synergy Auto in Wilson, North Carolina. Bravo. Bravo. I'm glad you took your green money somewhere else. Then, I don't know what's worse. Them trying to put out a statement like this right here, this statement that they put out, trying to dispute what she said, what was said, or them putting out the video, trying to dispute what she said, what was actually said. Because you can clearly hear in the video them saying, what is Juneteenth? Why are the banks closed? Someone says, because it's Juneteenth. What is that? A made-up holiday or a generic holiday? You can clearly hear them say it, okay? And then to go back and say, like, what did we say? Nobody really said anything. Really? Come on now. Y'all FAFO'd real quick. Y'all went from a high rating down to 1.1. They done deleted their Facebook page and everything. And of course, we have people defending them. Oh, they have the best customer service ever. Like, it's on the video. You can hear them saying it, okay? That's right. Don't spend your money where you not wanted. Let me say that again. Do not spend your money where you are not wanted. Bravos to you, sis.
The way that that woman acted in that security camera footage of that automotive shop lobby, the way she acted needs to be standard. That is the gold standard of reactions. As soon as those people mentioned Juneteenth and she felt the vibe, she knew. She said, hold on. Let me get myself up out of here. You guys already have a vibe I'm not rocking with. So let me leave so you can sit in the comfortability of what you're talking about, because I'm not comfortable with it. And she got up, grabbed her stuff, and she left. Didn't cause a scene, didn't make a big hoopla about it. She just said, let me get out of here. Give me my stuff. I'm leaving. And the way that those people in the video started talking about Juneteenth after she left is exactly why she left. And I am so proud of her for that. That was the perfect response. Gold standard response. So save your time, save your breath, and save your money, and just exit these situations, because these type of people have proven time and time and time and time and time again that they are not willing to understand anything outside of themselves. So save your time, save your breath, and save your money. Happy Juneteenth.
This has to be the best excuse explanation I've ever heard. I'm finished laughing, so here goes, right? I don't know if y'all saw the news report, right, where the owner was speaking, and he said, and I quote, the young lady that said Juneteenth right and started laughing, she started laughing because Juneteenth, she thought Juneteenth mean that kids was out of school, teenagers was not in school, and she thought it was funny that kids was not going to be in school and the banks was closed. Come on, that song. Now, isn't that we're the slow one or she the slow one? Like, either way it go, so you heard of a holiday called Juneteenth. You asked no question. You assume because it got teenager that it's teenager holiday and they're not in school, and that's what's her excuse. Now, is it believable? Is it believable?
Synergy Auto Care in North Carolina is currently receiving a lot of backlash and negative reviews, and it is well deserved. When you work for an establishment, especially when you work face-to-face with customers, you have to know that any personal beliefs that you may have, whether it's political, religious, or as in this case, you just don't like a particular holiday, you have to keep that to yourself, especially when you're old enough to know that what you're saying will directly affect someone that's sitting next to you. The only thing that I was happy to see in that video was when that woman got up, simply asked for her keys, and walked out that establishment. She didn't cause a scene. She didn't curse anybody out, because y'all know if she did that, it would have gave so many people online a reason to try to justify what happened to her.
When you try to observe this video and the way it went viral, it's the way this black woman tried to show them, no, enough is enough. I come here for you to do my track, to give me services. Now, this time around, I can't stand here and wait for you, still mocking on my community, on my lace, on our holiday. You are trying to ignore that we're passing through a lot. You are trying to laugh at us. You are trying to show that the federal government who came out to put out this holiday, there is nothing, it means nothing. I've seen some white people try to say that, no. This is a useful day. This is the day. Why would we close our businesses for something useless like this? Just try to imagine. If you don't know Black history, at least you should try to look some people to explain it for you to understand it well. You have seen during Black Lives Matters, the way Black people came out to marching, to protest, trying to show the whole world that this time around our lives need to be taken care of. Our life is at risk. Why each and every time they come and arrive us? Why each and every time we no longer have anyone to help us? Whenever there is something happen, they paint it on us. A lot of teenagers, Black people, are in prison for something they never did. That was the reason of Black Lives Matters after Floyd, that cops unalive him. You have seen each and everything, how the whole world finally came out to feel what Black people are saying and started to say, from today, we are going to put lessons aside. Whenever we are doing even football in any match, we don't want to see, or in any service, we don't want to see anyone doing lessons public. You have seen it brought a good impact. But when these people try to see that there is a Juneteenth holiday, they feel bad. They feel that maybe it should be a day for themselves. Sometimes I don't understand. Why would people still dislike Black people? Why would people still sitting there thinking that they will fight, they will keep pushing hard so Black people will not have any voice, will not have that freedom? When will all this end? You are just sitting there laughing at a holiday. You know, without Black people, you couldn't see this America you are seeing right now. All those bridges, rivers, all those museums, all those beautiful things, all those things you are seeing right now, it was from the blood and the sweat from our ancestors who lose their lives building that America you are seeing right now. And for you, because you are ignorant, you don't want to hear anything about it, you don't want anyone to explain the history, you are just there mocking, you don't want people to add that day. Why would the government came out to add this holiday? Imagine if these workers was trying to laugh. It's a holiday they put it a few years back, just trying to say that it's nothing. Really? Do you mean it's nothing? This is something you are not going to stop. This time around, we are in 2025. People are waking up. People has realized themselves. This is the time you are seeing each and everyone is talking. Each and everyone is trying to raise up their voices so that you could hear the history, either you like it or not. But you hear Black history because a lot has been happening. A lot has been happening on Black community for years, and there were no anyone to talk about it. You have seen many things. You have seen how this Nazi yacht went in a Black community in Ohio. They tried to threaten them, thinking that because they are Black, no one will come for them, no one will come to arrest us, to stop, to do whatever you want to do. But you have seen the cops came so fast because this time around, things are no longer the same. You will not going to sit there and try to trash anyhow you want this community and say that things are going to end well with you. You have this owner of this auto shop. Finally, he came out to apologize because a lot of people started to say, we are boycotting you. We are boycotting you. This video got a trend. Even after this Black woman left, they left still laughing, still enjoying that vibes of talking about this holiday. Just try to imagine. And then, why are you apologizing? If you think you were right, why are you apologizing? You are apologizing because this time around, there is nothing to play about whenever you bring Black people. They will backfire you. They will check you if you like it or not. This time around, each and everyone has internet. They have phone. They have machine. Whatever you put out there on internet, wait a good response of whatever you want to get. Guys, let me know what you think today's episode in the comment section. Thank you for watching this episode. See you in my next video. Bye.